Well, we're up here in northwest Indiana. It's about the third week in August in a year that's been pretty fast on development because it's been a warm growing season. So we're going to look at a treatment here that's well fertilized, still fairly healthy. You'll see that it's starting to brown up and dry down as it does this time of year. But we're going to go in and we'll take a look at some of the ears and look at the milk line, and then go over and look at a more deficient area of the field and look at the differences. This is a well fertilized plot. It's had 30 pounds of starter and about 200 pounds of side dress on it, and so it's not short on nitrogen. Notice at the tip of the ear that it is nosing back, as we say. There's been some kernel abortion or maybe areas of the ear that are not pollinated. This is not so much related to nitrogen as it is related to the very warm summer that we've had. This is showing about half milk line stage, meaning the milk line is halfway down that kernel face. And at this point, this ear of corn or these plants are within maybe 2 weeks of black layer or 2 weeks before maturity. You look near the tip of the kernel that's attached to the cob, you can already see, even though we're not yet at maturity, you can see the thinning layers of cells that are slowly collapsing and will become the so-called black layer in another week or two. So we've moved over to another experimental treatment that's had only 30 pounds of starter fertilizer. It's had no nitrogen since. Canopy is much less healthy. The crop's been under a lot of stress during this grain fill period, and the effect it has on the ear will be a combination of things. There will be some kernel abortion near the tip, and there will likely be some premature black layer development on the cob. Much more nosing back on the tip of the cob, more kernel abortion, maybe some problems with pollinating. The entire canopy is simply much worse shape under much more stress, and the plant is simply unable to complete the grain fill process. It is not yet a true black layer, but that thinning layer of cells is much thinner, much more collapsed. For all intents and purposes, this particular ear is mature. Premature black layer development of the kernels, this is a consequence of severe stress during grain fill. So you'll see this happening with severe drought stress. You'll see it with severe disease infestation during grain fill. You'll see it with nitrogen deficiency like we have here. Anything that influences the health of the canopy during grain fill influences the photosynthetic rate and will consequently mature this crop prematurely. And so you end up with lower weight kernels and just flat out lower yield.